Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Business Growth and Entrepreneur Podcast. I am Bill, the company's expert, and I got a question for you. As an entrepreneur, are you respected by your friends and family? This is a question that is on a lot of people's minds because I'm here to tell you that as an entrepreneur in the beginning, the odds are that you're not going to be respected by your friends and family. Now, this entire episode was prompted by a question that I received. This is from Akshay Verma. And Akshay Verma says, "My clients and friends don't take me seriously. They ask queries from me. They ask my fee for a particular service, but when it comes to execute the work, they move to some other practitioner. What do I do about it? It embarrasses me a lot." Well, listen, Akshay Verma, this is an excellent question. I'm glad you sent this in. And, I have to say congratulations because this is good. This means that you are bumping up against the first and biggest challenge an entrepreneur has to face. And that is to actually deliver value to people. Okay. Now, here's the deal. When people are starting out on a business, a lot of times the people we know, people in our little family unit and our circle of friends, they want to be encouraging. And they want to encourage us and they want to show their support. And so what they'll do is they will participate. They might even buy our product or say encouraging things about the work we're doing and how good of a job we're doing. And if we're offering a service or we're offering a product, they may buy it. But the reason that they're doing that, the primary driving factor behind that, is not necessarily that they see a lot of intrinsic value in the service or product that we're supplying. It's because they want to show support to us. That is the driving factor. And the reason why they're making those transactions, right, why they're buying our product or service, is primarily because they know us and they like us. And so that's the primary motivator behind it, okay? Now, what this serves to do is a lot of times this serves to give the illusion of success when we first start our business venture, because we have several people that have bought our product or service and they've said encouraging things, and this is great. We feel that we're on our way. However, we may not have succeeded in persuading an independent client, someone who doesn't actually know us and doesn't have that personal connection and doesn't have that desire to give us a show of support, we may not have convinced them that our product or service is of value. And this is the first and biggest challenge that any entrepreneur faces. When anyone is starting a business, no matter what the type of business, whether it's large or small, whether it's product or services, whatever it is, this is the first challenge we face, okay? And this is great because, Akshay, in your question, it seems to me, just in the 2 sentences you wrote there, it seems to me that that's kind of where you are, okay? Now, in your particular situation, your friends and family, it seems like they're verbally showing support. They're saying nice things, but when it comes to voting with their money, and showing their support by buying your product, that's not happening. And there may be a reason for that, okay? Now, let's examine why. There are 2 big reasons that I know of why this happens, okay? Number 1 is the reason I mentioned, right? Your product or service is not actually strong enough for people to buy it on its own merit. Okay, and that's why your friends and family are saying nice things, but when it comes to actually paying you for your services or for your product, they're not actually doing that, okay? In which case, look at it as a challenge, okay? You're up against the biggest challenge. If you can solve this problem, success will come. Okay, the goal is to have someone who doesn't have any personal connection with you. They don't know you. They don't really care especially about you, whether you succeed or not. They are primarily concerned with their own self-interest, and they are interested in paying for something that they see as providing value to them. Okay, you need to convince them to buy your product, okay? Now, it's kind of good in a way because your family is not shielding you from this issue, okay? They are not, perhaps giving you false information that your product or service is valuable and provides value on its own merits, okay? So you can see the problem, okay? Now, don't feel too bad, Akshay, because this is a problem that everybody has and everybody has to overcome if they're going to succeed in business. And some people do it, some people don't, but the ones that don't, a lot of them try again with a different idea or a different venture, and if they persist, a lot of them end up succeeding eventually, okay? But this is what you've got to do. The other reason, okay, the second reason why this might be happening, okay, is, and I don't know if there's an easy way to explain this, but there's an expression where the expression says a prophet is not respected in their own hometown, okay? And that means you could be actually doing something great, but sometimes because of some quirks of family dynamics, okay, our friends and family, they don't recognize that. You get the opposite effect of them showing support, okay? You could be wildly successful, okay? You could be somebody who a lot of people adore your product or service, and they think it's fantastic. And, they've bought a lot of your product or service, and they recommend it to others through word of mouth, and they're just delighted by it. But despite this fact, you still can't get your friends and family to take you seriously and look at you in the light of you being a tremendous success. Okay? And that's because of the prior, the interpersonal relationship they have with you. They've always known you as you who are not in business. And now that you are in business, and whether you're a success or not, they still see you as that person that, that they knew before you went into business. Somebody who's, struggling like they are, somebody who's perhaps unremarkable like they are, someone who hasn't accomplished anything like they haven't, perhaps, right? So once again, they're giving you a distorted view of what you're doing, okay? In this case, they're not really placing a lot of value in what you're doing, even though you clearly have value because people you don't know believe in you and they buy your product, okay? Whereas your friends and family don't believe in you in the sense that they're not buying your product, okay? So those are the two reasons that this could be happening. Now, regardless of exactly what is happening in Akshay's particular situation, okay, the great thing here is that you are bumping up, as I said, against this problem. And all your efforts should be focused on solving this problem. Don't worry about your friends and family. They are irrelevant. In fact, I would go so far as to recommend that when people start a business on their own, okay, as much as possible, depending on your situation, you may not even want to make your friends and family aware that you're doing this. Okay, I know that sounds kind of weird, but the reason is that you have to say to yourself, look, when I succeed and when I get customers, I don't want my customers to be my friends and family. I want them to be people who don't know me. And then I know that my product or service adds value to people and it is worth the money that I am asking. And I only know this when customers are stepping forward, they're stepping up, and they're buying my product, and they're proving that point. That is success. And let me tell you, if you can get 10 customers, you can get 100. And if you can get 100, you can get 1,000, and so on. Okay? You've got to solve this problem. And even though it's on a very small scale, and it's right at the beginning, okay, if you can solve the problem, then success will come. Okay, so don't worry about friends and family, whether they respect you or they don't respect you. It's based on their prior personal relationship with you. It's not based on your business acumen. Okay, don't worry about them. Don't focus on them. Focus on convincing customers that don't know you. and you, my friend, will go far. Thank you so much for listening. You guys are awesome. I hope you will join me again on the Business Growth and Entrepreneur Podcast. Take care.